How do, and welcome back. It's been about 3 or 4 weeks. I've had to take a bit of a break from YouTube. A bit of a family. My mother's not feeling very well. She's 93, bless, and I've just been having to help out a little bit. So I haven't had that much time to be making videos, but things seem to have settled down now, and what I'm doing today is actually cleaning all these shelves behind me, because this is the other side of the garage that I usually sit in. The brew corner's just over there, and my radios are just in this corner here, and the door's just there. But this side of the garage is just a tip. It's just junk, accumulated over several years, because we don't use it as a garage. And whenever we've got some junk, we just put it out here, thinking we'll get rid of it one day when we go to the tip or something like that. And of course you never do. And this stuff here, that's probably a couple of years it's just been sat here. So I'm having a big clean out, because I'm sat at my workbench. I've bought a woodworker's bench, and I'm going to start doing some DIY on the house, wood projects. Because it's, you know, I've been in the house now for about 15 years. It's held up fantastic, but there's a few little jobs now that need doing. So I've got myself a nice woodworker's bench, and I'm going to start doing some woodworking. So these shelves are going to be stacked with me woods. I'm going to start collecting woods, and they can all go on these shelves here, as well as my tools. And yeah, I'll be doing some DIYing. Anyway, today I'm going to do a clone that I brewed a few weeks ago now, about 3 weeks ago, of Pilsner Urquell, and I thought I might as well do a taste test. This clone, the recipe I got from my Clone Brews book, and I brewed it exactly according to instructions. One thing though that did interest me was the amount of hops you use in bittering, because you use over 100 grams of SARS. Now I know SARS doesn't have a high alpha acid. I think mine was 2.6, but they call for 104 grams at 3 alpha acids. So I did conversion, and that meant I had to use 110 grams just for bittering, and this gives an expected IBU of 43. And I've drank Pilsner Urquell before, and I can't remember it being 43 IBU bitter. So we're going to give them a go. They've been chilling in the fridge, this for a couple of days now, so it does have some chill haze to it. Other than that, it was crystal clear, because I used finings with this. And of course we've got the genuine article. So I'm going to open them up, and we'll do a side-by-side taste test. I do have the Admirals as well to do the side-by-side. I haven't forgotten about that. It's just that I've been lazy with everything else that's been going on. So they're in bottles, and that'll be coming up shortly. So there it is, your classic Pilsner, the Pilsner Urquell. Urquell, I believe, means genuine or original, something like that, because this is the original Pilsner. First brewed, I believe, in 1844, and it was the first time this type of beer had been brewed, a lager using pale malt, because before this all the typical continental lagers were dark. They were dark beers. But Pilsner Urquell was the very first Pilsner style beer, or well, lager style beer, that used pale malt, and you get this lovely golden colour. Let's go and have a look at mine. A nice CO2 smoke coming off it. Now, because of the chill haze, of course, we're not really going to be able to compare the overall look of it. But I can say mine was a little bit more orangey colour, and you're getting that orange in the actually that looks hazy. I don't think that's just chill haze. I think that might be a bit of yeast that's got in there as well. But I know I've tried a couple of these now, and yeah, because of the findings I put in, it was, and without chilling it for too long, it was crystal clear, but it wasn't that deep beautiful gold of this beer. Mine was a bit more orangey, and you can sort of see that more now because of the haze. Aroma, Saaz. Aroma wise, very similar, except this has a touch more roasty malt to it, and this one is more hop forward. Now that could be because of the freshness. This is only just a few weeks old, and it was dry hop with Saaz. Great thing about Pilsner Urquell is it's really only 2 ingredients. It's just the Pilsner malt and Saaz hops, and that's it. Except this did use some specialty malt as well. It used Carohels and also used some dark Munich, but most of it is just that hop aroma. But again, that could be down to the fact that this is very fresh, and this has obviously been in a bottle for several months, and hops do degrade over time. But yeah, it's the same hop profile, but I'm getting more roastiness coming through in the original. Okay, I'm going to try the original first, taste test. That'll give me sort of like a standard, and then we'll dive into mine. It's your classic Pilsner. I mean, this is the benchmark. I'm not saying it's the best Pilsner, but this is the benchmark because it's the first. I think there's better Pilsners, to be honest. I think there's a lot worse. But this is the standard. This is neither good nor bad, better or worse. This is the very first one. This is the standard. And it's got that classic Czech taste. Grassy, little bit of citrusiness from the Saaz hops, and a light malt flavour. It doesn't have that roastiness that you pick up in the nose. It's well balanced though. So you've got this biscuity like malt, slight sweetness, but then you get those hops coming through. The grassy, slightly citrusy Saaz hops. Let's try mine. Ooh. Flavour wise, it's remarkably close. But there is one big difference. Flavour wise, it's remarkably close, except for the bitterness. I thought when I saw that 100 and odd grams of Saaz, it was a bit too much. And yes, you can definitely taste the bitterness in this compared to this. This is quite bitter. In fact, I went on the internet and I did a search, and I think they said this is about between 30-35. Mine, assuming I've got good efficiency, good isomerization during the boil, which I think I have for this. According to the book, this is coming in at 40-45. So if I was to brew this again, and I probably will because it's damn nice Pilsner, really nice Pilsner, I would mark down the hops for those bittering hops. I would cut that right back, maybe to 50, 60, something like this. Not the 100 grams that I put in, the 110 grams, because I was using 2.6 alpha acids, not the 3 that was in the recipe. So yeah, I'll be using something like 50 or 60 grams just to bring that bitterness down. As for the flavour profile, it's pretty much there. It's spot on. But then it would be, because it's just sours. So it's a really simple beer in that respect to replicate. I think the malt profile is a little bit lighter. But again, that's because, well, I use the specialty malts. This is just meant to be Pilsner malt. It's like a smash beer in a sense. I forgot the actual name of the malt they use. It's not just Pilsner malt. It's a special one. It begins with an M, but I've forgotten what the name is. But I'm assuming it's the region in which the town of Pilsner exists, because that was the idea about the Pilsner malt, that they just used local ingredients. That was sours hops and this Pilsner malt, which begins with an M, Moravian or something like that. It was called Moravian malt, and that gives it its special flavour. This is just like I said, the Caravels, the dark Munich, and then just your generic extra light dry malt extract. So yeah, there's going to be a little bit of difference in the malt profile. As I said, this was a bit more roastier on the nose, roasty, bit more roasty on the nose. This not so much, but hop wise, flavour is spot on. The aroma, this is a bit more hop forward, but it's a similar aroma. It's just the bitterness, that bitter level. In other words, it's actually not far off at all. It's actually really close. This does have a little bit more roasty flavour in the malt though, and this is more bitter. That's really the only difference. That is a very good beer. I'm actually enjoying that. I'll definitely be making this again. And the yeast I used was Lutra. So I finished the Vorsteiner. Sorry, I didn't make the video with everything else that was going on, and I gave some away as well. Now that Vorsteiner was spot on, in my opinion. It was just spot on. They had the malt profile correct, and they had the bittering correct, and the hop profile spot on. That is a really good clone. This less so, but this is still a really good Pilsner beer. Just a bit too bitter for me. But yeah, really nice beer, and very close to the original. So I'm happy with it. And I'm going to enjoy drinking that. And that as well. I've got two. So, yeah, I'm just going to take a break. I'll drink these. I'm not using any tools today. I'm not using any power tools, so don't get worried. Today's a clean-up day, getting rid of all this junk and some of the junk that's on the floor. And then I can turn it into a usable workshop, wood workshop. One of the things I was thinking of doing as well is this tabletop, this worktop, is obviously it's a bit rough, it's unfinished, because you're meant to use it to saw stuff on and bang wood on and things like that. What I'm planning to do with it is to make a really nice top out of some hardwood, something like walnut maybe, and put a lip that's the same size as the work unit, and then put just get some battens and put it around the edge, and then basically it'll just slip on the top, and then finish it with a food safe stainer, And then I can do maybe some charcuterie videos on this tabletop. I think I've already made one where I was making salami, and I think I've done a sauerkraut. But there's lots and lots of charcuterie that I make, and charcuterie and beer are a perfect combination. You know, your biltong and pepperonis, things like that, sliced ham, perfect combination with beers. And so if you're drinking homebrew, well, what better than your homemade salami or your homemade lomo or your homemade whatever charcuterie. So I'm thinking of building a cover for this rough woodworking wood top, get it all nice and flat, put some food grade stain on it, and then I can make some charcuterie videos on this same tabletop as well. And of course the space, because it's quite long. I got the small one, it's only 4 foot long, but still that's enough space where I could have a camera on a tripod here, and that can be looking down, you know, as I'm making some salamis or pepperonis or things like that, dry cured sausage. Okay, that's it for today then. Very good effort. It's from the Clone Brews book. It's the Pilsner Urquell recipe. Yes, there are differences, not many. The biggest one is the bitterness, and if I'm going to make this again, and it probably will over the summer, I will just bring it down, maybe use 60. Well, I need about a quarter off, don't I? So probably about 70 grams rather than the 110 that I've used at the moment. Right, well, thanks for watching. There will be another one up very soon. I don't have to spend as much time now on family matters, and I can get back to doing what I enjoy, which is home brewing and making videos. So thanks for watching. It's been a pleasure, and I'll see you again in the next video. Bye bye for now.